y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people.
Now, hopefully you guys are enjoying quarantine. You're enjoying your loved ones, or maybe you're single and you hate it, or maybe you hate your loved one. Whatever it may be, hopefully you're getting through everything all right and that you're blessed and that your family's okay. That's the most important thing. So are you tired of quarantine yet?
No, I actually am enjoying myself, to be honest. I'm a homebody. I love to be home. So being home with you and the kids and going through our daily routines is right up my alley.
I am getting tired of it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, but not the spending time with my wife and my family. It's actually the fact that I can't make money. Like, I am a workaholic. I am like a worker bee. So it's the fact that I'm stuck at home and I'm like, I have so many things that I want to do for this year that I planned out. My calendar was rammed, packed.
It was just full. His calendar was full.
You know, we just purchased a home. So there was so many things we wanted to do to the house. And right now I just feel like we're stuck. Like we're in a place where we're in one house. We want to move to the other house. Madison couldn't have a prom. Madison couldn't have graduation. And there's so many things going on. Our son Jackson was supposed to leave kindergarten. He's supposed to go to first grade next year.
He's not even getting a kindergarten graduation.
Yeah, he was not even getting a kindergarten graduation. So there's a lot that I wanted. And I wanted to touch the people. Like, there's so many things that I wanted to do. Like, Stupid. There's so many things I wanted to do.
You like that, Vince?
And because of the quarantine and the pandemic, I won't be able to do so. Just a matter of when we'll be able to do it. They're talking about opening up a bunch of the states now. I think that's a bad idea.
I'm kind of surprised that they're doing that.
Well, it's a money grab. They want to make sure that they can financially support what's going on because so many people are losing so much money. So many businesses are closing and they're saying that we'll never reopen. But I think people's health is more important. You know, if you think about it, like, I haven't seen my mother and father up close. I haven't hugged them in months?
5 weeks?
5-6 weeks, you know. Of course, we drop off groceries to their house, but outside of that, you just see from a distance, like, you know, my parents are getting old. You know, your mother is getting old. Like, we want to hug them and kiss them and say we love them. But now it's just through FaceTime. Them
opening up certain parts of the country, to me, is kind of like this meme that I saw. How did it go? Something like you have a pool and you allow people to pee in one part of the pool, but say it's okay for everybody to get in the pool, but just don't go in that part of the pool.
Right.
You know, no matter what, it's going to seep into your part of the pool. So either you shut the pool down or you open the pool up, but you can't half step. Do you know what I mean?
I got what you're saying. Which is fucked up because they're willing to kill people over the dollar. And I mean, I understand that it's a situation where people need, but the people that's going to be most affected is the elderly and our own people with pre-existing problems, whether it's diabetes, it's high blood pressure, it's cancer, or whatever it may be. So hopefully you're doing well. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. But you ready to start the podcast?
Absolutely.
I'm catching a cold. Don't worry, it's not the Rona. But I am catching a cold, which I hate. Mm-hmm. I really hate. This weather's effing me up. I think that and the fact that me and Gia got into an argument about this the other day. What did we get in an argument about?
The thermostat in the room?
Yes. It's to the point at night I can't breathe. She keeps the heat on at 81 degrees.
They know this.
It doesn't, I don't care.
This is like a long running argument.
If it's 70 outside, the heat in the bedroom is 81. So what do? I open my window. Then I get a cool breeze in my right nostril and then heat in my left nostril. So I'm fucked up all night long. Fucked up. When I say
we got into a knockdown, drag out argument. Like, not like a cute fake argument. This was like a very non-nice argument.
To the point where I have a humidifiers running. I mean, I seen a fan in the back office. I'm about to take the fan with me. Like, the shit is disrespectful. Like, it's to the point where I can't breathe. Like, at night, I can't breathe. I wake up, I'm fucking pissed the fuck off.
And what did it come to? Me telling you to do what?
Sleep in the other room.
I was like, well, we can't be on the same page then. After 11, you should just go in the other room. Go sleep in the guest room because I can't do this. Because you know what he does? He goes and he sneaks and turns down the heat. So I'm thinking it's on 80. Then he goes and turns it down to like 74. And I'm in the bed and I'm like, it feels brisk in here. And I'm like, did you touch the heat? He was like, I ain't touch it. And I'm like, wow, that expression on his face is an indication of a lie. So I get up and I go look and it's at 74. And I'm like, I thought you didn't touch it. I don't remember touching it. Just like a bold-faced lie. And then we get into an argument because I'm very sensitive to the cold. Like I get cold very quickly and I'm always covered in goosebumps. So I need it to be at 80 for it to be comfortable. So if we can't get on the same page and you're going to be complaining all the time or sneak change in the heat, then maybe we can't sleep together.
And I thought about it and I almost went. And the only thing
You almost left?
Yeah, almost left. Yeah, almost went to the other room. The only thing that kept me from going was this. One, we're out of lotion in the house. But if we weren't out of lotion, I might have went. Either lotion
At first I was
or vagina. Lotion or vagina.
Right. That's all I'm good for.
Lotion, vagina, mouth. So I was like, you know what? I'll stay with the vagina.
So if we had some Aveeno, you would have been ghost?
I might have been ghost. I might have went to the other room for some Aveeno.
Because he says Palmer's cocoa butter lotion burns.
No. Palmer's is okay.
No, you always say it burns.
Aveeno is good money. Aveeno is the perfect masturbation lotion. But anyway, we're not going there. All right, too much information. TMI.
So Palmer's doesn't burn? You've always told me that it burns.
No. Palmer's, that's the coconut thing, right? The coconut lotion?
Yeah.
No, that's good money. But anyway, that's too much TMI. Come on.
Oh, you're talking about TMI?
Now, when Mercedes packs my bag and she sees the lotion there, she can be like, oh, I know what this lotion's for now. Great, thank you.
It's not so that he has smooth palms.
Yes, it is. You definitely need smooth palms. This is fucking this. You know what? Let's get the podcast popping. All right. Well, today's podcast, I wanted to talk to you about this. Tell me what you thought. All right. So let's say a childhood friend that I grew up with, right? Name one of my childhood friends that I grew up with.
Michael Secreto.
Okay, Michael Secreto. All right. Michael Secreto is somebody that I grew up with, was in elementary school with each other. We pretty much lived in the same neighborhood. That was like my brother. We rode bikes together. We played basketball. We played baseball. Let's say Michael got his girlfriend pregnant. All right? Or a girl pregnant.
A girl or his girlfriend?
I guess you could say his girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
Got her pregnant. They had a baby.
Uh-huh.
They split up. How
long were they together?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say
details matter.
Let's say 3 months.
They were together for 3 months.
Let's just say 3 months.
Were they in love?
I don't know. No, they weren't in love. I don't know. I don't know those details. But
Okay. All right.
Now they're together.
Okay.
I see her in the street. I kick it to her, and I smash.
That same day?
I don't know. Maybe it took 3 months to smash. I don't know.
I know it was you, so you should know how long it took.
I don't know. But that's not the point of this conversation. The point is,
I got to prepare. I have to mentally prepare.
Having sex with my best friend's baby mother.
So it does matter in a sense, because I want to know the nature of the relationship between him and her.
I don't think that matters.
Because if she would, it does. I mean, if she was just a jump off, a one night stand, and she just happened to get pregnant and he has no feelings for her, if she's a hoe and she banged you the same day you saw her on the street, and he might be like, all right, well, have at it.
All right. So
do you know what I mean? So the nature of the relationships matter.
Well, see that.
And what's the question at the end?
Okay. So is that foul or not? And I'm explaining to what happened. So I was looking on Instagram and I seen somebody.
Wait, hold on. Is this hypothetical?
No, this is real. I was on Instagram.
Michael Secreto?
No, not Michael Secreto, you motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Now
everything's funny. Everything is funny. I was on Instagram the other day and I seen somebody that I know post something crazy on Instagram. Like it was like aggressive. You know how people post them things? Fuck you.
Where they're just venting their feelings.
Yeah, they're just venting their feelings.
Right. So on like a chalkboard or something.
Right. So when I see my friends do that, I poke. I be like, oh, somebody got you hot and bothered. Like I just do stupid shit like that.
Right.
Well, who you talking about? Say your name, coward. I just say stupid shit. That is me.
Right.
That's what I do. So he was like, yeah, this is what happened. And he told me that his friend, had a child and that he had sex with his friend's baby mother.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there like, what? And he was like, yeah, I know it was foul, but I didn't think they were together like that. So it happened. So I was like, oh, this would be a good topic to talk about on the podcast.
So what's the rest of the story? Is he having
Well, now the two are beefing. Now the two are fucking each
is he
other.
having a bout of conscience, or did the friend find out and now
They calling each other a bunch of pussies and fuck you, and when I see you, it's on site. That's what happened, and I seen some of that.
How did the friend find out? Did he confess to him?
You're asking for too much. Does that matter? Like the whole shit, you should be pissed off. Like, I can't believe he fucked his best friend's baby mother.
I will get there. I need to get there. This is how, like, my mind evolves. Okay, so basically you don't know nothing. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know nothing.
You know nothing.
I don't know nothing. But the main part is he fucked his friend's baby mother. Like, nobody sees, like, that's fucking crazy.
Nobody. It's just you and I here. Is there an imaginary audience?
You don't see that?
In the room?
But you don't see that? That's crazy. You don't see, like, how, like, and the person I know, I'll tell you who the person is after. But my whole thing is like.
Wait, is it a person you know or is it a person we know? Is it a person you actually grew up with?
I know and you know. We know.
Okay, so we know this person.
Correct.
When'd you find out? I'm surprised you didn't tell me yet.
About a week ago.
You sat on this for a week?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. I was actually trying to get the person to come here and to talk about it and to say his side, but I think I would probably curse him out.
Is your friend married?
No.
Okay, so he's a single dude.
Yes.
That did this.
Correct.
And how does he feel about it?
I didn't ask him.
You didn't even ask him how he feels?
No.
What kind of friend are you?
He said he was sorry. He said he understands it was foul. But look, this is how I look at it. There's certain things that's
You don't got that many friends. I'm knocking people off.
Don't worry about that. I'll tell you later. There's certain things that's off limit, right? There's 1,000,001 females in the world. There's 1,000,001 dudes in the world. Right? If that's your friend and he had sex with her. Now, I don't know their relationship. I don't know if they were in a relationship, a long-term relationship, a short-term relationship, or is it just something he smashed? I don't know. I don't know those details, but it doesn't matter. But because I had a baby with this woman, I'm connected to her for life, right?
Right.
Since I'm connected to her for life, there is no reason why my man should be sticking his dick in my cookie jar.
That's unsanitary.
I just can't. I can't take it.
And who would want to do that?
But there is no way. I just found that as foul. You know what I mean? And it's to the point where it's like certain things are off limit. Right?
Absolutely.
My baby mother's off limit. Right?
Absolutely.
My kids are off limit.
If you don't have sex with your kids?
Anything with my kids. I don't care. My daughter's 18 now. There's nobody I know should be kicking it to my
So
my
that
daughter.
is what we're referring to.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I
just want to make sure.
Like I seen somebody like a Instagram star hollering at Madison's Instagram, like in her DM. I seen it and I'm like, yo, you know that's my daughter. And you try to holler at my daughter?
And I don't know about this either?
Nah.
Hold on 1 second. What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you about that later.
Why can't you tell me about it now?
No, because I'm waiting to see him because I want to approach him. I want him to think that I don't know.
When did you find out about
this? When I see him, I'm going to approach him like
Excuse
I do.
me, when did you find out about this?
A couple months ago.
You're kidding me, right?
No.
And you didn't tell me because...
You don't need to know. I'll tell you later.
Is this a joke?
I forgot to tell you, but I'm telling you now.
Now it's not. I don't need to know. You forgot. Which one is it? Because you just telling lies. The thermostat, this, that. Like, what is it?
I didn't say nothing about the thermostat. All of the above.
I'm pointing to the fact that you be lying.
No, I don't be lying.
That's what
I forgot to tell you, but we're going to run into him one day. I'm sure we'll be in the club and we'll see him and he'll come up and be like,
Is he her age?
I don't know. He's one of them Instagram. He makes videos on Instagram.
Is he her age?
No, you got to be older. You got to be like in his 20s.
21 is okay.
No, it's like 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He looks like he's 35.
That's not good. Okay.
But anyway.
Bring it back.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say. But as I was saying, I just think it's foul, like to even have that mindset. Like certain things are off limit.
Okay. Absolutely off limit, regardless of the nature of the relationship between the girl and the guy with whom she had a baby with. Doesn't matter. It could have been a one night stand. It could have been a long-term relationship. You don't dabble with people that your friends have dabbled with.
Unless you talk. Unless you have a conversation.
Well, hold on 1 second. Baby mothers, baby fathers, I think that's off limits. Correct. Regardless.
Correct.
But now what if it's someone that you just dated or was smashing for a period of time, had an intimate relationship, whatever?
If you my peoples, this is what you should do. Yo, bro, what's up? What's up, my nigga? Yo,
Shorty looking kind of good, son.
Remember Shorty used to fuck with so-and-so? Yeah. Yo, I ran into her today and she asked me for my number, but I just wanted to make sure it was cool. That's it. Now, most people are not going to be like, nah, that's not cool because they're going to seem like a hater. So most people, even if they feel like, nah, I don't, they'll never say it. They'll be like, all right, good. Once you get the all right, good, then you can do whatever you want.
But now that would be a whole other podcast topic because you know that he wouldn't feel okay with that.
To be a man and say it.
So you ask. So now that guy will probably still be looking at you crazy and you ruin a relationship over the potential of a relationship.
Then that guy's just a sucking me soft. But if you feel that way, you say it. But as a friend, as somebody that knows you, I should be like, yo, bro, I ran into Shorty.
Shouldn't you just say, you know what? I'm not going to mess this. Like you said, there's tons of women out there. There's tons of men out there. Why do you need to mess with someone that I had something with and we have a relationship? So why would you want to throw any salt in that game? Why would you want to alter our relationship or our energy at all for a chick?
I'm gonna tell
or
you
if it's the opposite sex for a dude? Like, why would you
let's
bring that to me? She's so irresistible.
All right, well, let's break it down like this, right?
That's the case. You don't even need to come and talk to me. We don't even have to have this conversation.
Let me tell you what a lot of women do and a lot of guys do, right? Me and you together and people see our relationship, right? And there might be one of my friends that say, damn, I like their relationship. I like her because of this. Or maybe one of your girls could be like, I like him because of this, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. What happens is they start desiring that and feel like their relationship doesn't have that and they want that, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. How many of my friends, well, they're not my friends now. How many of my friends or people that I know kicked it to you or tried to flirt with you without me knowing? Motherfucker, you know.
Well, at least if I was with them, they probably wouldn't have called me Mother Trucker all the damn time. A flirt? Like flirts? Flirts?
And tried to kick it to you and put me down. How many, motherfucker? How many? Motherfucker.
I don't know. There were some. There were some. Put it that way. Go ahead.
When she says some, that's more than 3, correct?
Yeah.
More than 5, correct?
Rashawn, we've been together for 25 years, so we've known
that's not
many
an excuse
people.
Because none of your friends ever kicked it to me. So like I said.
Well, it's not really, women don't really
doesn't matter.
Kick it to men.
Women do it too. Women
to the same
do it
degree
too.
that men kick it to women.
Do it too. Is it over 5?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Now, 5 people that I know or were friends with tried to kick it to my girlfriend.
Okay, wait, hold on.
At the time.
No, you said flirt or try to kick it to.
Right.
So I would say maybe a handful of people maybe try to kick it. Flirting, whatever.
Okay. Perfect.
Flirts are up to interpretation as well. Some people are just really nice and they just might be flirtatious and they flirt with everybody. You know what I mean? So
all right. So let's say friends, right? June, right?
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine. I've never flirted with his wife ever.
Okay.
I don't got too many friends. Fuck.
I know. It's hard, right? Listen, this
Caesar.
guy that we were talking about got to be one of 5 people.
Yeah,
okay?
I've never flirted with Caesar's wife. They're all friends, but I can have conversations and they understand it's a straight conversation. They don't make me feel uncomfortable. I don't make them feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So the fact that one of my...
But you're also not flirtatious.
One of my older friends would do that is this disrespectful. Now
But some people... It's in their nature to be flirtatious.
Now with your man's girl or your man's wife. Nah.
Flirtation is subject to, like there's a definition of flirtation, but some people are flirty and friendly and maybe a little touchy-feely and complimentary by nature.
No, but it's...
And they can be that way with someone that they're not even attracted to. Listen, I know that as a fact. I have been around enough people that are flirtatious and they have no interest in the person that they're flirting with.
I don't know, but flirting and people trying to put somebody down and kicking it is a different thing. For instance.
And also,
there's certain people that I don't kick, like, for instance, Rashid or June, family friends. You could be me could be somewhere.
Me could be?
We.
Me could be? Where could me be?
That's me and we. let's say we're here, right? And you and June is Jamaican, she's Jamaican. Y'all can be talking about Buju Banton all night fucking long, right? Right? Playing tunes and blocka and talking about
that's how it
sake
goes?
and sawfish, whatever it's called, right?
Sake?
Aki, sawfish.
Sake is
Ragamuffin,
Japanese.
under the ragamuffin, all that shit, right? Y'all can be talking about that all night long. I can go to sleep and not worry, right?
Right.
You and Rashid could be talking about all type of fucking coronavirus, COVID-19, conspiracy theories, aliens, all that shit. I go to sleep.
That's what we talk about,
right?
me and Rashid.
Right? But those are people that I trust that I call friends.
Right.
There is no way in hell.
And you've left both of us up talking and you would go take a nap somewhere.
All the fucking time.
Yeah.
But anyway. I just don't. The respect level that I have for somebody that does that goes all the way down.
Of course.
There's no way that this, like I said, when I say certain shit is off limit, that is off limit. Your man's girl, unless you have a conversation and it's all good. If you have a conversation, then I understand. Then we could talk. But
do you have any friends that you wouldn't leave me with? No, right?
Well, maybe this one now, since he does this type of shit. Maybe this
I
one
need
now.
to know who this is. Okay.
I'll tell you later. But and the person's a good person. He has a good heart. But when he did this was just a bad decision. Horrible.
Hold on. See, now you're being soft.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, you're being soft.
I'm gonna tell you why.
No, because I'm used to you keeping it real. They're used to you keeping it real. You sit here like, he's a good person.
I didn't say he was a good person.
Hold on. Didn't you just
I said
say
he has a good heart.
Didn't he just say he was?
He
a good
has
person?
done stuff that shows me he has a good heart.
Well, if he has a good heart, doesn't it indicate that he's a good person?
Or if he has a good heart, bad dick. I don't know. Like what? Like it's one or the other.
Then you say he just made a bad decision. If this was an emailer, you'd be like, that's an F boy.
You're right.
This, that, and the other. So you're not keeping it real right now.
You're right.
You can't.
You're absolutely right.
You can't have one toe in, one toe out. Like, what is it?
So what do you think? What do you call him?
He just made a bad decision.
So what do you call him?
I call him an F boy.
Okay.
Like that's not okay.
That's not okay.
That's not okay. But now, do you think that you can draw conclusions about him?
Yes.
Because of that?
Yeah, I definitely look at him differently when I found out what happened. I just think it's certain shit that you don't do. And if you're willing to do that for a friend.
To a friend,
you got to fix that. Like, even if you can't fix it, like, you might owe me 5 minutes and you might have to let me fuck you up. Like, that's the type of feeling it is. Like, you fucked up. How do you repair that? How do you fix that? Like, he was
really close with the friend.
Yeah.
It was a childhood friend.
Yeah.
He just couldn't resist. She was probably open and he just couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that kind of willpower. And it's a shame because, there's no self-control there. And he probably also didn't have the foresight or didn't care or that's not right. He chose to block everything else out.
Correct.
And to think about what would happen as a result of what he was choosing to do in that moment, because and you know what? It's not even in that moment because he didn't meet her on the street and then they went to the telly. There had to be.
He knew that was my baby mother.
But what I'm saying is there was a lot of decision-making time in there.
But let me ask you a question.
There was a lot of times to be like, you know what? As good as this might feel, I'm not going to walk down this road.
But let me ask you a question.
So he thought about it and he was like, bleep it.
What about if they were both drinking? If they were at a party and they were both drinking and they were drunk and this happened after being drunk and twisted?
I don't think that's an excuse. I think I think alcohol gives way for negative things to happen.
I've done a lot of things to you when you were drunk.
What's your point? What is your point? Where are you going? You have a point?
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Do you have a point?
Things that we've been together a long time. And when you get a little drunk, there's certain things I could do.
I don't want to know. And I know this is a setup for some nasty stuff you're about to say.
What?
And I'm not going down that road. So what were we saying before you tried to take that turn?
What road you not going there?
Like I said.
You want me to go down that road?
No, we're not going. They're going to skip right over that, okay?
That road sometimes is hard to get in sometimes.
Stop it! Shut up!
When she has a little alcohol lessons, we can get right in that road.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I think that he was like, F the friendship, F what might happen. I just want to take advantage of what's in front of me now. So that makes him an F boy.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you who it is. I'll tell you who it is after the show. But And this episode of the Casey Crew podcast is brought to you by Bevel, a head-to-toe personal care brand built for Black men. This year, Bevel is introducing a new lineup of products built for your skin and your hair. We'd like to introduce you to the Bevel deodorant, an aluminum-free deodorant that goes on clear with no lines, streaks, or clumps, and stays strong to fight against odor for up to 48 hours. And the Bevel Bar Soap. Now, a sulfate-free exfoliating bar soap that's dermatologist tested and infused with shea and cocoa butter. And lastly, can't forget about the Bevel Body Wash, made with the freshest ingredients. And you have to try it. They work amazing. Now, if you want more information, Bevel Skin is everything you need and nothing you don't. Hit up the website, getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. And don't forget to check out Bevel's sister brand, Form Beauty, available at Sephora.com and formbeauty.com now. Let's get to the email of the week. Envy and Gear. I have this magical chemistry with a woman who typically is not my type. First of all, there's a 15-year age difference. She has 2 children under the age of 10, and I have an adult child. When I got divorced 7 years ago, I promised myself that I would not date anyone with younger children. She is also a white woman, and I never dated outside of my race. We have dope conversations, and we laugh a lot when we are in the presence of each other. We are always looking out for each other. Our friends always acknowledge how happy we look when we are together. Here is the catch. We teach at the same school together. We would love to pursue this further, but because the fact that we work together is the reason we have not. Please advise me on if this is worth trying. Anonymous, she's a teacher in Texas.
He's a teacher in Texas.
Yep.
And he's the older one, I'm assuming, because
15 years older, yep.
He's older, though.
Yes.
I'm assuming so because he has older kids.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I honestly don't care about race. If there's somebody that you fall for, it's somebody that you fall for. The fact that you work together can be nasty if it doesn't work out. That's the only thing that could be a funny line. But I mean, I would give it a try. Y'all both adults. And I wouldn't care about the fact that, you know, the children are younger. Some people do. Some people don't want to go through that phase again of going to baseball games and elementary school to middle school to high school to college. Some people don't want to go down that route. I love kids. I love my children. So younger kids, I love. I would say give it a chance. You never know if this person is the one for you. And if she does make you happy, I would try to pursue it. Maybe go slow, you know, keep in the friend role, you know, and see where it goes from there. So that way, if it doesn't necessarily work, you could back out and y'all could still remain your friendship and still be able to work at the same school with each other. But I would give it a shot. I would give it a try, you know. It will be difficult. Have you met her parents yet? If her parents are alive, that would be a good one because she's bringing home a black guy. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of older people are racist, both black and white. That might be interesting, but I would say give it a shot.
I agree with you 100%. People that you can gel with and really be happy with, people that you could potentially see yourself sharing a life with are so few and far between. So if I find somebody whose company I enjoy and who makes me laugh, who I can have fun with, I'm not looking too deeply into an age difference unless it's something significant. And not that 15 years isn't significant, but unless I'm, say, 40, or if I'm, you know, maybe 38, 39, and a girl is 19, you know, unless there's something that can be problematic, meaning we're in two completely different age brackets where I might have so much more experience than the person that I'm with, or reverse, someone that I'm with might have so much more experience than I do, unless it's causing a huge problem. But if she's 30 and, you know, you're 45 and she's already lived and has had life experience and she's already got her career started and you're both her teachers. So, you know, if you guys have the same goals, then the age difference doesn't really matter as much. And race, I could care less. I would date an alien if I enjoyed his company. So that could never weigh upon me whatsoever. So I think that you should go for it.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. Keep us abreast of what's happening. Let's go to another email. Hello, Gia and Envy. I'm going to start off by saying I truly admire you as a woman and person.
Thank you.
How you know she wasn't talking to me? I love
You're a woman? You got female parts?
I love listening to you and your husband and have listened to your podcast. But back to my actual message. I want to ask relationship advice for the KC crew. Me and my boyfriend have been together since November 2016. A year later, I got pregnant with our first children, twin girl and boy. Our relationship was on the rocks because I now realize that I brought insecurities from my last relationship into this one. Over the years of me always being doubtful towards him, I can see he now doesn't let that go easily, as I'm now really wanting to put 1,000% into this. I love him so much, but our actual issue is we do not know how to argue. He says that it's because I do something that I have always done, is go 0 to 100. By that, I mean he is verbally abusive when we argue. He literally says anything and everything from he hates me, this was a mistake. I understand him that he says I keep doing the same things, but he says that it's only the way to get my attention to me and for me to listen when I get hurt. He wasn't always like this. He gradually got worse and worse, but we're at a point where we will argue and end everything over the smallest thing because I feel there's a buildup of anger. But we don't know how to communicate. I asked for us to talk with a therapist, but money is the issue and our counselor is a pastor, but he says that it's only me who is the issue and is reluctant to set up something for both of us. I know I have my issues. What do you suggest we try so he can understand we will always come across disagreements, but we need to figure out how to communicate healthy, even while arguing or upset?
Well, you're the master of arguments this week, so I'm going to let you answer that question. Talking about communication, going too far, all that good stuff. I'm very interested to know how you feel.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say,
he upset me this week, and it wasn't just about the thermostat.
If you're listening, bro,
you're just gonna ignore what I said. You're gonna pretend like I didn't say anything.
You just asked me to go.
No, I'm just saying. You can ignore what I said.
Yeah, I'm about to answer. The first thing
right, Benz? You're just gonna deflect?
No, I'm about to answer.
You're gonna deflect about what I just said?
Yes. The first thing is deflect. That's the first thing you do. Just deflect. Especially if you're in a quarantine. That's the first thing. Second thing on a serious note though, the second thing to do, and this is the way to really get things done and really stop argument. Fuck these bitches. Fuck these bitches. No, honestly, it's really like fuck these bitches. You know, sometimes these motherfuckers argue with you. And they like to say some shit to you sometimes. And they just want you to roll it off the back of your neck or the back of your head, right? But sometimes you got to stab a bitch back. If they hit you with a low blow, well, I want a husband like this. Just hit him with a low blow back.
Like? Like?
Nothing. I wasn't talking to you.
Because
I would never disrespect you.
Because you didn't deliver any low blows.
Well, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about that.
I'm just saying.
So what you do,
you guys
bro?
Be speaking from personal experience, right?
So, bro, what I'm trying to
What did you do when someone hit you?
Nothing to do with
when someone hit you with a low blow, what did you do? Took it.
So what you do, bro, is, sometimes arguing is not the thing. Sometimes you just got to listen, right? And if the person that you're arguing with still wants to argue with you, you get them outside of the argument because and most fellas know that you're not going to win an argument against a woman. It's not going to happen. And you shouldn't be trying to win, but sometimes women just want to win. And they say, oh, let's communicate, but they really want to win and stick it to you and stab you until you're bleeding and your eyes are popping out your motherfucking head. But this is where you take a step back and you listen and you just have a conversation. And if you really want to get back, you do things outside of it. Like my favorite thing is leave the toilet seat up. Right?
This is so
3 o'clock in the morning, she walks to the bathroom, she falls in the toilet. You just chuckle and act like you're sleeping.
Okay. Okay.
Got you.
Word. Okay.
Things like that. Or, you know, when you get up in the morning at 5 o'clock, turn the heat off. It's not 80 degrees anymore. Turn the air conditioner on. Now it's 65 degrees. When she gets up, she's freezing. Then she asks you, what happened? You be like, I don't know. I was working. I don't know. I went outside to smoke. Maybe one of the kids did it. I don't know what's happening with that thermostat. It is pretty nippy in here. Things like that work. You know, little things like that, just enough to piss her off, but she can never really blame you. Those are the things that you do. You know, little things like, you know, like let's say my wife did her facial regimen, you know, on the side of the bed, right? So her stuff might be right there. So she can just reach over there and grab it. You know, just knock it on the floor. So she got to look under the bed for it. Little subtle things. Remote control. Your wife like to watch television? Let the batteries die. Sick. And just leave on ESPN. Let that shit run all day long. Hide the remote control all day ESPN. Sick. I'm not advising you to do that because that's stuff like chumps would do. But if you wanted to get
right
back,
up your alley.
These are the things that you could do to get back a little bit.
I got you.
Or I'm just saying, I wouldn't say to do it like just pass gas under the covers. Act like you don't know what's going on. And then when that shit hits her, oh my goodness.
Why don't you answer the email?
Oh, I don't even know what the email was. Let me read it again. Oh, okay. Now, yeah, you got to figure out how to argue, right? So the first thing to argue is it's not necessarily an argument. It's when you think an argument, you're automatically thinking wrong because then you're thinking winning or losing. And you shouldn't be thinking winning or losing. You should be thinking understanding, right?
But how easy is it to say versus executing? Because you've been preaching that for a very, very long time.
Correct.
But you still argue to win.
Right. I mean, we're all, you know, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect.
Perfect?
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're all working on our better selves, you know? So, like I said, that's what I have to work on. Like, if there's a thing that I don't like about myself, I like to fucking win. I don't give a fuck what it is, and it just happens naturally. It's not one of the things I think about. It's just who I am as a person. He could be like, the sky is fucking blue. I'm like, no, bitch, the sky is pink. That's just me. We can argue all day long, and I know the motherfucker's blue, but I'm still gonna say it's pink. But that's just me. But I'm working on myself.
I'm just saying because you preach it so easily. Like you're just sitting here and telling them like, you know, you don't argue to win, et cetera, and so forth. But you've known this for so long and you know that it's a flaw of yours. And still to this day, you still argue to win. You don't argue to communicate. Well, it shouldn't even be an argument. You don't disagree to communicate, to get on the same page so that I can understand your point of view and you in a reciprocal way can understand my point of view. And then we can just get on the same page for the purpose of mutual understanding and then coming up with a solution to move on. Right?
Yes.
Okay, you know better.
Don't do what I do. Do what I say.
You understand. You know, it's like they say, those who cannot do, teach. Have you ever heard that saying? Those who cannot do, teach. That means that it's so much easier to tell people what they should do than to do it yourself.
I never heard of that. Say that again.
Those who do not do, teach.
I like mine a little better.
Here we go.
Those who fuck up sling dick.
So you don't cash in on like
if you fuck up, just sling some good dick and you'll be all right. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
But no, honestly, you just need to have you need to really break down your argument. And sometimes you might need to speak to somebody that's in the middle that can see both sides. I know that sometimes that's difficult, but it can't be your friend. It can't be his friend. Maybe somebody in the middle until you can really understand. But you got to step back and realize it's not, like she said, a disagreement. It's really to try to understand both sides.
No, I said it's not an argument. It can be a disagreement.
Right, correct.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just a matter of really trying to understand what the other person is saying. I I'm wrong at that because Gia is like an attorney. Gia should have been an attorney. So Gia, for Gia, you have to be ready when you have a disagreement. It's one of those things where if y'all talk about, let's say, I don't know.
Anything.
This right here, right? She'll be like, this is black. It has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sides. It looks like a jack. It leans to the side. Like, she's going to know the history. The first time they actually threw this was in 1932. It was a white man, and he actually threw it at a black guy and hit him on the forehead and said, you jack. And that's where the name came from. That is Gia. So for myself, I'll be like, it wasn't 1932. It was actually 1933. And it wasn't a white guy threw it at a black guy. It was a white guy that threw it at another. Like, that's our arguments. And Gia knows her shit. She knows too much information. That's my problem. I don't even know how the fuck she knows all this information. For myself, I'm like, how the fuck do you know this? Like, do you read in your sleep? But that's what it is. And I have to realize, and I'm still working on myself, that it's not about winning, that it's about understanding. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I figured it out because I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on myself and I'm trying to make myself better that when we do have these disagreements, it's about understanding and not lying, because I will fabricate a motherfucker to win an argument. Like, I've done it before.
I'm just nodding my head.
I've done it before. So I would say really try to talk and really try to listen. And that's on both sides, because sometimes you can say, yeah, he does.
But you know that I know that you're lying. See, because let me tell you what he does.
It's not about me.
We're not even talking about the poor email. We're going to get back
this
to
is about
it. No. Here's the problem, okay? Tell me if you experience this in your household. I'm
feeling verbally abused right now, but go ahead.
Something happens, right? There's only you and I there. The only 2 players. We talk about it.
Correct.
Okay? Turns into a disagreement. You go back and rewrite history and try to tell me how it went down, but it's a remix. It's not what actually went down. It's how you're choosing to retell the story. But I'm sitting there like, dude, I was there. So you can't tell me how it went down because I experienced it with you. And we'll spend 2 hours arguing about this intentional lie that he is telling me that he fabricated just to prove his point, which can't be proved. It's been so bad where we've had to go back and load the camera footage to prove that he's a liar. And it only works against you. So now we're upset for days.
Oh, boy.
We're not on the same page for days. The energy is totally bleeped up because you do something that all you gotta do is look back at all the times in history where the same things happened and I've proven you wrong. You gotta know at some point that it's gonna end up the same way. You know what I mean? But you just continue. You just gotta do it for your own personal gratification. And I don't really understand that. You gotta explain that to me. I don't get it. Like, how could you want to win so bad? And I know that there's been other podcasts where he's said that. Like, we've talked about his desire to win. We definitely have a competitive nature between the 2 of us. But when it's something important and we're disagreeing and it's going down, it's circling the drain, and you know it's going to end badly, and you know you're lying, or you know that when you say you recall something a certain way, you're not really sure if you recall it that way, quite, but you're going gung-ho for it. And you know I'm sitting there, I'm looking you in the eye, and I'm calling you a liar with my eyeballs, and you know it, you feel it, and you do it anyway. How does that happen? What do you have to gain? Explain.
Damn. You look beautiful.
That doesn't work.
I'm just telling you, you look beautiful. I'm trying to give my wife a compliment. You look fucking beautiful.
It's not the time. It's not the time for a compliment. Just answer the question. That's all we want.
What was the question again?
See, I just want to know what you feel like that you have to gain from taking that course of action. Like, I don't get it.
That's the problem with this podcast. It's not about me and you.
It is about me and you. It's called the Casey Crew. Wait, hold on. Look. Hold on. I don't know if this is in the frame. Let me show you something. See, this is us. This is called the Casey Crew podcast. So yes, it's very much about you and I using our experiences to interpret the world and to interpret these emails. Okay. So it's exactly that. So I'm listening to this and I'm listening to the advice that you're giving. And I'm like, you give this advice so freely as though it's something that you do, as though it's something that you've mastered, and you have not.
Do what I say, not what I do. That's what I tell my kids. Do what I say, not what I do. And like I said, I'm a work of art.
Don't you mean you're a work in progress?
Yeah. I'm a work of art too. That's that put a frame around me. I'm a work of art. But like I said, I'm a work in progress. I'm working on it. I have to understand it. I had years of you beating me in conversation. So I try to win. And that's wrong. I said I'm fucking wrong. I apologize.
But I'm not going to keep forgiving you. That's kind of the point that I'm making.
All right. But
I'm not, like, after this, you're going to have to pay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
How much?
Like, not that way.
Oh.
Okay? After this, you're going to have to pay.
How
like,
much?
there's going to be a consequence for continuing to do wrong. There's another saying
that
when
godly?
you know better, you must do better.
Does God
That's
punish?
godly.
Does
That's
God punish?
godly. That's godly.
I don't wanna talk
When you
about
know
us.
better, you must do better. So now I'm expecting you to do better. And if you don't, you're going to have to pay. Like, there's going to have to be some kind of consequence. And yes, that's a damn threat. Keep playing with me.
I don't even know how we got here. See? And this is why I don't fucking answer some of them emails. You just fucking up my fucking shit. We was fine. Now you got a problem? Now you make it my problem?
All right, so let's answer the email.
I answered it already. I told me better communicate
We
better.
didn't answer.
I told him don't do what
Wasn't it
I
her?
do what I say. It's her, him, shim. I don't know. Both of them
You
together.
don't even know.
I don't know. Both of them. I don't know.
Okay. It was a female.
Yes, yes, she was talking about her husband and their relationship. I told him that they need to listen more, and she might be wrong as well. So maybe getting somebody in between just to figure it out and calm down. And sometimes you both just have to listen to each other. Play this part for him. He's going to understand it and say.
You sound like a broken record. That's not good advice.
I said it. So what do you want to say?
Okay. So she said that she goes from 0 to 100 like that.
Quick, yeah, correct.
Right. And she said that that's just the way that she's been. She's had insecurities that she's carried into this
Right.
relationship. Right. That's something that you really have to work on, because if something small happens and it's a minor disagreement, and next thing you know, you're on 20 and he's on 5, now the energy is misbalanced. And I would assume that he's taking on a defensive point of view.
Correct.
And that differentiation in your energies is probably going to have to be compensated by him. And he's probably going to raise whatever his ante is to meet whatever it is that you're giving off. So she said that he calls her names or gets nasty or whatever. And he said that he does that in response to her hyphiness, right? Mm-hmm. That's fair. Neither one is right, but it's both of your natural instincts regarding how to deal with the argument. So you both have to work on yourselves. But towards the end of the email, he said that he's not going to therapy or to the pastor with her because he feels as though she's the one with the problem.
Correct.
He feels as though she's the one with the problem because he looks at his actions as reactionary. Mm-hmm. Hers are offensive and he's reacting. So basically he's telling her, like, you get your problem under control and then everything will be fine. Like, I don't need to waste an hour sitting in that chair with you and the pastor or you and the therapist. And we ain't got money for the therapist anyway. So you go get your life together.
Right.
And then everything's going to be copacetic. Mm-hmm. But a relationship is a two-way street. And even if you are the source of the problem and he is reacting, part of his role as boyfriend or husband, do you know?
A husband.
I don't think she stated.
I think they was married.
Whichever way, doesn't matter. His role as your partner is to also be supportive. So regardless of whether he has a hand in this problem or not, which I do think that he does. So I don't agree with him. But even from his perspective, it'd be hard to convince him that he has a hand in it. But even if he doesn't, he should be there supporting you, helping to point out the problems and, encouraging you to get better, and then maybe coming up with a way. I'm sure that the therapist or the pastor would try to come up with a way, maybe different exercises, different tools, saying, okay, in this circumstance, this is what you do. This is how you handle this, blah, blah, blah. If her voice goes up, this is how you handle it. This is how you kind of tone down the energy. It's still, no matter what, has to be a dance.
Correct.
She can't just figure it out on her own, because just like you said, you know that there's an issue that you have, something that you do repeatedly, even though you know better. Clearly, she's writing this email, so she knows that there's something that she can do better. She knows that she goes from 0 to 100. She knows possibly where the source of that part of her personality comes from. But even with knowing it, it's hard for her to execute.
Right.
You know, all of us in our relationships, there's things that we do, especially when we're angry with our partner, that, you know, when it's all said and done, your private thoughts, you sit there and you lay in bed like, I didn't have to say that, or I didn't have to talk to him like that, or damn, that was foul, or I could have handled that better, or God, why do I always do X, Y, and Z, or things like that. In hindsight, which is for a lot of people 2020, you realize what the flaw is. But even knowing that and having those moments alone in your bed, the next time it happens, what do? The same thing.
Correct.
So there's another saying, easier said than done. You know?
Yep.
Much easier said than done. So I do think that she needs to work on herself. And, you know, I have a girlfriend who is a firecracker. She's easy to set off. She got an attitude. She has a fiery little mouth, and she could just say some nasty things to her man when things go off the rails. And they were in a situation, and she was going to have to confront him and talk to him about some stuff. And I said to her, friend, you have to sit down. You have to get into a mental space before you start this disagreement, before you confront him with what you need to confront him with.
Right.
You have to get into a very deliberate mental space where you understand, it's almost like meditating, where you understand that you have to control your actions. You have to control your words. You have to control your tone, and you have to be still. Get into this space before you confront him, because as soon as he says something that you don't like, you are going to jump down his throat. He's going to be all types of MFers, and not the funny kind, the mean kind.
Right.
You know, all types of MFers, all types of this, all types of that. And then what's he going to do? He's going to shut down. You're not going to complete your task. You're not going to get your rocks off. You're not going to accomplish what you set out to accomplish.
Right.
And it's going to be a complete waste of time. And he's going to walk away and look at you like you're a piece of filth and feel as though he won, because he's looking at you like you're just this peon that can't control yourself, and you're going to feel small and nothing's going to come of it. So for her, I think you just have to get in the correct mental space that when you start to get angered, that you know to be still, you know to be quiet. My mom used to say, before you do anything drastic, take 10 seconds. Take 10 seconds. Something upsets you, take 10 seconds before you open your mouth, because that can just give you a little bit of time to pull back, dial in, and not be so venomous. You know, analyze your situation. Just take 10 seconds to do that. So I would advise for her to do the same. And I would advise for both of them to go. I wouldn't go by myself. Personally, I'm in a relationship. We support each other. We need to go together. But you also have to communicate that to him. Tell him that you think that even though you may be the source of the problem, and that's if you even agree with that, because he could be wrong, that you think that as a couple, you guys should go there together in a supportive way to help you achieve the goal.
Right. Well, wish you the best of luck. I think Gia's advice is the best advice, and good luck. All right. Good. Now, if you want to email us, you can email us, thekcrew@gmail.com. That's thekcrew@gmail.com. Let me shout out to Marcy. Of course, these candles look amazing. Custom Candle Co. If you want a custom candle, she does anything. If you enjoy a particular type of liquor, she can make the bottle perfect for you. It's a candle. She'll cut it, and it'll be definitely amazing. And the Instagram, again, is Custom Candle Co.
And remember, these aren't the only kinds of candles that she makes. These are just the ones that we like.
Right.
But she does different designer brand inspired candles. She can really do anything that you need.
That's
anything that you want. She can design a candle specifically for you. So the fact that the name of her business is Custom Candle Co. is really, in essence, what she does.
Absolutely. And she can get those packages out to you immediately. And also she does CBD. She does CBD Live Natural, which is dope, where if you need CBD oils,
Isn't
stuff for your
CBD
hair.
live natural?
Oh, I said live. Yeah, CBD Live Natural. And also, I just want to say this too before we get up out of here. If you are a company and you want to sponsor, so many people hit me up, DM me, email the KC Crew at Gmail. That's THEE Crew at gmail.com. If you have a business and you want to be a sponsor and have your products displayed, definitely hit us up. And we'll see you guys next week. All right. Here is my mug, and you can get that from Ben's anyway. I'm DJ MV.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Doodles.